right, go ahead.
Come here. Let's see if we got any plants growing. Look in the low one first. Ready?
Yeah.
We're going to pop the lid. Maybe. What is not going in there?
Oh my god, look! There's a lettuce popping up.
No, that one's a corn.
I think one.
And that one's another corn. There's a jack-o'-lantern pumpkins right there. There's like 3 of those ones popping through. There's some other squash. Let's see, goodness gracious.
Well,
And that one, that's a good start.
tell me when the next one.
Let's see if we got any in this other one.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. What's in there? We have a few basil plants starting. We have some thyme. We got a lot of thyme starting.
This is not time.
Let's see. A little tiny bit of butternut squash popping through. Actually, 2, 3 of them. A number of buttercrisp lettuce. Oh, we got some spinach. That's Daddy's favorite that we got.
Where is the spinach?
It's all of this row right here.
This row?
No, this row. This one's the lettuce. This one's the spinach.
And which this one?
Got one little dill showing up. We got some sugar pumpkins, 1, 2, 3 of those. And that's all of those so far.
Tell me when we're doing the glass. Are we doing the glass?
Well, hello YouTube friends and family. As you can see, our greenhouse is in use again. I put a couple center blocks in the bottom. Got just a touch of wind today, and so far it's holding well. We've got quite a number of plants popping up, so I'm very excited about that. And as you can tell, so is Asa. Can't wait to get them in the ground, but of course that's still a little while off. I wanted to take a moment today and share with you some thoughts of why we're homesteading. I know this is kind of a second video to that end. But I'll probably make a bunch of them as more thoughts come to mind in more concise way. So I'm going to share, I actually watched the live stream that Two Families Homestead had of the Deep South Homestead's gathering. And I wanted to share a couple of things that really stuck out to me. Maya from Roots and Refuge during the panel time talked about how him and his wife were really doing their homesteading and their channel as if they were doing it unto God, and that really touched me. I just want to give them a shout out for that, and I want to make sure that we're doing our channel the same way. I'm not sitting here telling you we're going to be quoting scripture every day that we do a video. We might, but we just want to do everything that we do in a way that honors God here on this channel, and I hope that shines through. And at another part of that same gathering, Danny from Deep South Homestead said something, and I may not quote this exactly word for word the way he did, but my point's going to come across, or excuse me, his point's going to come across. And he said something very close to, in the beginning, the devil tried to destroy humankind in the garden, and today he's destroying humankind with food. So you might as well say he's still doing it in the garden. And I'm sorry, as y'all can see, I have to have my notes because I'm scatterbrained as can be most of the time. So that really spoke to me too, because he's absolutely right. We're so easily accessing food like McDonald's, like Burger King, like anything you can get at the supermarket that's GMO modified, had Roundup sprayed on it, so on and so forth. And that is just not good for us, and that's not the way God intended, in my opinion, and to my understanding of Scripture. But I wanted to point out, GMO seeds. I don't know if GMO plants themselves are bad, but there's no way we can spray Roundup on these things and have them live through it and still be okay for us, because the way Roundup works is the weed that it kills absorbs it. Well, the other plants around have to absorb it. What happens to it? we're still consuming it as best as I can tell. I wouldn't suggest everybody to watch the movie David versus Monsanto. I'm going to try to make sure we get a link to that down in the description. It is an eye-opening movie, to say the very least. Just note that in the last year, and I'll get a link to this article too, in the last year, Monsanto has been ordered to pay $360 million in just 2 cases because they've been found guilty by juries, and the juries are the ones who awarded the cash amount, that they were neglectful in not giving warnings on their Roundup product, and that it actually causes cancer, and there were no warning signs. Sorry, that's a little jumbled there, but I'm sure you understand. Note that there are thousands of more cases pending to that same effect, and I think Monsanto is going to really be putting a lot of money out because of that. Making sure I got it. Oh, I wanted to note also that the judges in those 2 cases where the $360 million was awarded by the juries, the judges have lowered that amount to a total of $160 million. But again, we got to get back to good food. Joel Salatin is quoted as saying, "We've become a culture that considers Twinkies, Cocoa Puffs, and Mountain Dew safe, but raw milk and compost grown tomatoes is not." There's something wrong with that. We're going back to what's right, and I hope you'll join us as well.